What's up guys, Doe here, and today I'm discussing the new specials that came with Lady Luck and in the Lady Luck store. And these specials are pretty cool, but they do come with a cost. And that cost is going to be still marks, which are earned from the normal versions of trials. And you can only get 300 a week, unless it's your first week doing trials ever. So you get 500 first week, but for the rest of the weeks you'll be getting 300, and that's the current way it works. And the specials cost you 500 still marks. So it's pretty much going to take you 2 weeks after your first week to get a special, and that's why I'm going to show you guys what they look like before you buy. So if you want, you can thank me with a like on the video. That'd be cool if you did that, just saying. But anyway, there are 3 specials, one for the war pike, the axe, and the hammer. And I'll be showing them in the order I just listed, so let's go ahead and start off with the war pike special. This is going to be Reckless Leap. So the war pike has 2 other specials. It has concussive payload, and it also has savage wellspring. Payload is going to be a missile that it shoots into behemoths, it does damage. And Savage Wellspring is a crit aura. Well, Reckless Leap is none of that. It still requires you to do the same functions as your other specials, as in build meter and then convert that meter into a stored meter, I guess. I'm not sure the technical terms for that, but you basically store the meter, and once stored, you can use it to perform a flying lunge attack that deals up to 1200 damage based on distance and ammo quality. This lunge attack will do piercing damage, and that means it'll do wound damage, and it'll also do true and part damage if the part is, not broken or any of that kind of stuff. So it's actually really interesting because it does do a ton of damage. So it says 1200, but it can do more than that if you have other modifiers such as Predator, Overpower, Rage Hunter. Those things increase your total damage, which would be your 1200 for the special. So it can get pretty wild. Now, this special is also pretty sick because it can interrupt behemoths. It's not easy to do that, but it's definitely possible. You can actually interrupt them without taking damage too. It's just that, again, it's not easy to do that because it's like you're putting forward a small little stick in front of your body, so you gotta hope the stick hits before you get clapped, and it's kind of rough. But it's a really cool special, and I do think it's going to be really awesome to use if you're trying to gap close. Like, say you boop a behemoth and it goes to freaking Egypt, right? You have a leap to Egypt, so it's a pretty good play, and it's gonna be as good as the missile, I think, because if you can interrupt with the war pike without the missile, then you don't really need the missile in most cases. Exceptions are like if you're fighting Rezakiri and you want to shoot it from the sky, that makes sense. I'm with you on that. That's cool, but the leap is gonna be really spicy and really fun to use. Plus, you can use it to freaking climb mountains. You can be on the ground and just traverse a mountain with the missile. So that's pretty sick. I actually kind of like that, even though it's pretty useless at the moment. So it's cool, but it's just not very useful at the moment. Anyway, it's a cool special, but let's go ahead and discuss the next special, which is going to be the Relentless Onslaught for the axe. Relentless Onslaught, it's a freaking hard name to say, but regardless. This special is when you hurl your axe forward, damaging enemies in its path, catch the axe to throw it again up to 2 more times in the next 5 seconds, dealing 500, 600, and 1,000 damage. I almost said like 1,100 because I can't read. And 1,000 damage, further increased by determination. Does not build meter. And when it says does not build meter, that means that both the catch and the hit do not build meter. Which is kind of why I don't like this special. Like, to an extent, it's fun to use. You legit feel like Draven. You feel like a Draven that's sort of on like a slow mode, kind of, because you gotta wait for your axe to catch it. But you're like a budget Draven, straight up, with 1 axe. So that's pretty sick. And to try and explain what determination stacks are, this is basically going to be more damage for the axe if you build stacks. To build stacks, you have to charge your attacks. That is your left click on the PC, or square on the PS4, and on the Xbox. I have no idea what you guys press, but whatever charges your axe swings, press that button, and connect it with the behemoth, like hit it, and doing so will give you meter for your axe. Once you have full meter, you'll have a white-ish bar, like it'll be like glowing Super Saiyan kind of like. And if you throw your special again, if you're using the Flight of Ruin special, you gotta throw it and then press your special again to connect it. And if you're using Grim Onslaught, just hit it in the face and you're good. Doing this will give you a stack. You can have up to 3 stacks if you have no mod, and these 3 stacks give you, I think, 50% extra damage if you're at the 3rd stack. If you have the Overcharged Cylinder mod, you'll have 70% extra damage. And to get scientific, that means you'll be hitting very, very hard. Now, the downside to the Relentless Onslaught, I can't say that word. The downside to the new special is that you don't get meter from using the special. Whereas with the Flight of Ruin special or the Grim Onslaught special, these both give you meter in some way or fashion. With Flight of Ruin, you throw it, if you connect it, you get meter from throwing it if it connects with a behemoth, and you also get meter from slamming it after you press it again to cast it. With Grim Onslaught, you get meter for connecting with the initial throw and also catching it whenever it lands. With Relentless Onslaught, you don't get any special that way. Now, this can be worked around, I think, if you have the Stormclaw axe, because this axe has a really nice unique equip, and that is when you dodge an attack, your swings will get a pretty hefty percentage of more meter gain behind them. I think at plus 10, it's like 500% or 400%, one of the two, but that is a very, very good tool to sort of offset how it works. But this is still a fun special because Grim Onslaught is a ton of fun, and this new Onslaught is just Grim Onslaught times 3. You throw it 3 times, it's pretty fun. Moving on to the last special, we're going to have the Hammer special, and that's going to be Ironheart Landbreaker. So this is really similar to how the My Landbreaker works, except instead of giving you damage, you're going to be getting damage reduction and also a heal over time. To use this special, do the same thing you would with My Landbreaker and just hold ammo and load it into the hammer and then release it into the ground, creating a baby Aether Vent kind of. And this Aether Vent will be blue with the My Landbreaker. This will actually give you 40% damage reduction from getting hit by behemoths, and also up to 155 healing over 30 seconds. And both of these effects make it so you can stay alive longer, and that is an invaluable tool in the Shadowed Isles and in Dauntless. So for anyone that has a hard time staying alive, make sure you pick up this special if you play the hammer or if your friend plays it, because this can help you stay alive and can also help your friends or your teammates stay alive longer than they normally would, because 40% reduced damage taken is actually a pretty high number. That's actually a very high number. So all in all, this special is pretty good. It's a really good special, and it's kind of nice seeing a special that's more centered upon surviving and less so on just making you do a whole ton of damage, which I'm all for doing damage, but it is nice seeing a sort of change of pace in this regard. And plus, I like blue a lot, and this is a blue Landbreaker, so I'm cool with it. You know, it's a nice little change of pace. I'm cool with it. But anyway, y'all, that's the end of this video. If you guys liked this video, if you like Dauntless, for one, make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to this channel. And for two, make sure you download Dauntless at playdauntless.com/r/odo. And no, this video is not sponsored. Even if it was, it's about Dauntless anyway. But anyway, it's not sponsored. I just want to make sure you guys know where to download it. It's free to play, not pay to win. It's a fun time. Check it out. And also, stay tuned to this channel because I will be making videos on the mods coming up here soon. And I'll also be making videos more so on weapon guides, how to boot behemoths, and stuff of that nature, just because I want to get back to that kind of stuff. I think that people want to learn the game, and I keep making content that's pretty much in-game stuff that doesn't help a lot of players since they're not really in-game. So that is the deal with that. And the last two things are I'm a Twitch streamer on Twitch. I'm a Dulce partner and a Twitch partner. It's a good time. I'm very interactive. Check me out sometime if you want to. And also, I do have an Epic Games per card code. It's going to be Odo. Tap that in the Epic Games Store or on the Dauntless in-game store, and that supports me very, 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 very greatly. I appreciate y'all for doing that. Thank you so much. But that's the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.